Mix louder.
We have this turbo Ford Ranger over here that we did for the turbo burnout challenge. $2,500 budget challenge. Well, now that that's over and I won, the Ranger's been sitting around. So basically today we came to the shop with full intentions that we were gonna list this thing for sale. We took off the stickers off the side, backed it out in the thing. It was like choo-choo, like a choo-choo train sitting in it, and I was like revving it. And then we took some videos and I was like, man, this thing is freaking cool. We pulled it in here and we were talking to Sean was like, hey, don't we have like a smaller turbo to make sure, you know, because this one, it's a little bit laggy, you know, it's got like 15 feet of piping or whatever. It'd be cool if we put a different turbo on it. So then I came in here and I grabbed this thing, which this is like a eBay ball bearing thing, but it's a little bit smaller than that. Oh, it'd be cool if you could just like put both of them on there, like compound it. And I was like, he's like, what would we have to do? And I was like, actually, I have this little 90-degree thing right here. So literally all we'd have to do to compound turbo this thing, basically add two turbos, one little turbo feeding like a bigger turbo, would be to just literally V-band this thing on the back of the turbo right there. We take this thing, stick it right here, we have a compound turbo Ranger. And what's better than like one turbo in your bed? I would say two turbos in the bed. Since this is the smaller turbo head and we're gonna put this one down below, we're gonna use that V-band this, and then we'll put that turbo above it, and we're gonna basically have two turbos, I think, like stacked on top of each other on the roof of my Ranger, and then we're gonna go drive it around. We've already done a little bit of fabricating this morning because this thing is designed to have a wastegate, or I welded this. We didn't have a block off plate because we don't have, the wastegate is underneath the truck. This right here, we just got to weld that on to have a little block off plate for the wastegate. I'm gonna go make some turbo noises with this thing. The other things that we have to do is now we have to convert this oil feed line, split it. So now we need two feed lines and we need two oil drain lines. So we got to figure that out, and then we got to get the piping, and we got to do a bunch of other stuff. We were supposed to be taking pictures of this thing and listing it for sale, and then now we're adding another turbo to it. Welcome to MotionAutoTv. Go ahead and remove the big turbo. Max speeding rods GT45. Pretty big hot side. Overall, it's a pretty big turbo. It's supposed to be making about 650 horsepower to be efficient. And it's probably making 350, right? Like the fastest turbo install. You could just swap turbos every 10 minutes if you want. And it actually, in the winter, it keeps you a little bit warm. Because like now the turbo is like nice and warm. Then we got a nice workbench right here. Just a couple of guys. Turbo on the Ranger.
I want to put a turbo on mine.
On your Ranger?
Yeah.
Well,
we'll get it.
You got no turbos and I got two.
Yeah, and I'll whoop you with one. I want to go put a turbo on that thing.
Like how easy it is to work on my turbo Ranger. Like part of me doesn't want to sell it. Like how cool is that? Oh, I should have had you do this, Sean.
Go ahead.
No, I really like it when you do stuff. Well, because you do just such a great job at it.
It's your turn to start doing stuff again. 23 and a half.
So, yeah. Yeah, the thing about Sean is that he's very smart. He pretty much knows how to do anything and everything and work on anything. But okay. I taught him everything he knows. So. I think that bolt is stuck. What a great day we're having here. That might work. Triple turbo Ford Ranger. Honestly, we could just keep adding
turbos on it.
Keep adding them. So it looks like a, you know what'd be cool? Maybe we could do it like a light bar.
But just turbos.
Like just turbos. Do little turbo rings around it. So here, we just take this turbo flange, because we have V-band right here, V-band right here. Stick this guy right off the back. We're gonna have an instant turbo kit. Look at that. Buddy, we went from no turbos to mo turbos in like 5 minutes. Two buddies, one turbo. Hold that bad boy. Oh! Sean, what do you think? Hey. Sean, buddy! check this out. So this is the option. We flip this turbo around, because then we just come out of here and do like a loop, and then we still have this. This will be on the top. This will be facing rearward, because what I thought would be cool is to have them both facing forward, but we're gonna have to run the piping weird anyhow. Like if
I would just clock this that way. I'd clock it that way and then run a... Those holes don't line up.
Well, it hits the housing right there, so it needs to be like right here.
Yeah, but we can put a flange in there.
I think it makes sense to spin this turbo around, because this turbo isn't going to be getting air anyhow. The air filter, the air is going to go into that. Well, actually, hold on. Yeah, it is. The air is going to get sucked through that, because the little turbo, compressed air out of here is going to go to the intake of this. Out of this into this, which will be flipped backwards. This will just be on the top, chilling. Flip this turbo around. Okay. And then that turbo will just be on the top. The intake for this is going to be the outlet for this. Right. So this is basically like the little one's like air filter.
In my mind, I'm thinking that spool's faster, so you want that one to feed the big one.
No, it sucks through it, and then
so
once
the big one quick,
once the big one comes on,
spooling the bigger one faster.
Once the big one starts ripping, then everything just it just like forces it through this straight out.
You're gonna pop a coupling.
The wastegate's only gonna let it make like 8 pounds of boost, and if it makes too much boost, what we'll do is we'll put a wastegate on this thing. Turbo reversed.
You won't work on stuff that makes sense. You'll work on stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Motherfucker, you decided that this was a good idea today too. I was sitting over here like,
why?
Should we rip?
This is a good idea because I don't want to work on that guy with his knees. So this is a great idea.
You ready?
Oh, Randy's over there today. Move your hand.
Oh, look at that. That is perfect right there. 4-inch to 3-inch.
Just plow this where that's at.
And then this thing will just go right there.
It's even brand new and shiny.
See, this is the reason why you have things laying around, is so when you want to do dumb shit like this, you can't. Last turbo setup, we didn't have a blow-off valve because it was anti-surge housing, but now we have one anti-surge housing with an anti-surge housing. I guess it could like technically kind of blow back, but like I don't want to mess up that other turbo. I felt like we always should have had a blow-off valve on it. So Sean got this pipe or this piece of tubing all ready to go. We're gonna weld on just tile style. These are actually Sean's the best welds I think that have ever been produced by that welder. Sean doesn't know if he could repeat them or not. That was his test. He just did a little test. So I'd tack it on both sides and then pull the tape. They're welding that. I'm figuring out basically the oil feed lines and the drain lines. So I got that all figured out right here. Basically have them just wide together. The other thing I'm doing is trying to get the outlet of this into the inlet of that. So we got to cut some more piping and do a couple things. We might have to weld some more stuff, but yeah, I think after that, we should be able to take this thing for a test drive. Take it for a rip. I mean, it's so weird like with the tuning on this thing, because it just has this mass airflow sensor right here. So that like measures the intake air temp, the volume, all that other stuff. It's on E85 and like it's ran up to like 20 pounds of boost before, and air fuels have been good. The timing's pretty much set. So it's like, it doesn't really matter how much boost it makes or doesn't make. The volume is what it measures. And it only has a 9-pound spring in the wastegate, which is down below that. So I'm curious how that's gonna control it. I don't know if we need technically 2 wastegates. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I think what we could do is we could almost use the wastegate from here to go into this, so it like bypasses the small turbo and then puts all of the energy like into the big turbo. But it essentially all gets there anyhow. But This is a basic compound turbo setup. This is actually my first compound turbo setup. So I'm really curious. I just want to hear how it sounds. That's mostly what I want to hear. You don't have this much room under a hood, you know? And you always wish you did. You always wish you had this much room to play with stuff, you know? Like maybe I just keep it. Maybe I just decided right now we'll put water meth on it. We have a compound turbo Ranger. Water meth. I mean, it's cool. Like, people love that. And then every time I go to Clayton's cars, I'll just add another turbo. So then we'll just do another one just like bloop right here, and we'll just have like a Christmas tree of like turbos. Why? You know why. You know exactly why. Because this is the internet, okay? It's done. We just need to put couplers on it. Oh, and try some Rolly Boys. This is it. I can't wait to see the oil like flowing through that. I kind of want to tuck it down.
Well, is this loose?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this
or just make sure it's level.
Level. Yeah. That's it right there. Oh, it's quieter. You're at 20 PSI. Oh, yeah? It's quieter now. It's a lot quieter. Alright, we're gonna back it outside. Hey, why is there coolant in your oil? Coolant in my oil. Oh yeah, let's look at the oil. Let's just back it outside. How about that?
That blow valve.
Oh, we have a blow valve now.
That blow valve is awesome. Because before you didn't have that.
It's like right above your head. I feel like it's like making boost sooner, yeah. Because it has that smaller turbo.
Exactly.
It definitely feels like, oh yeah.
Clutch. Is that the clutch? That's the clutch. Man, we need to put a clutch in this thing now.
Oh yeah. It's in boost right away now.
Yeah. That's sick, dude.
I love the blow-up.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's like a whole different dynamic too.
Oh yeah.
That's sick, dude.
I don't want to sell this thing now. The blow-off valve just changed it. It's so much better to drive it now. As soon as you let off, it goes. So the turbo spools so much faster now. Like it's like in boost, kind of as soon as you touch it. Before, like you'd have to like wait, like it would go to like 0 and then it would like slowly creep up. Now as soon as you go wide open, it starts to slowly creep. So it's not like the fastest spooling thing, but if we had like an actual small turbo on this thing, it would like really rip. And then with a big turbo on top of it, then it would rip even more. I just can't believe this. When we pulled in here, we pulled the stickers off because we were going to sell it.
Yep, we actually did. We tore them off like almost immediately.
And then now, I don't want to sell it. Honestly, I want to take it to, I want to like get it more dialed and take it to Cletus Cars. This is like my burnout truck now. Compound turbo. You get rid of this. Why would you want to?
Money.
I mean, yeah, but this thing puts more smiles on my face than like $4,500 does. I guess it works.
It works great.
I mean,
it works better than I had anticipated, honestly.
Well, it worked better with the other turbo than we thought. It was definitely a little bit laggier. So I think I've sped it a couple times, but it spools a lot quicker now. At the beginning of this video, we were basically gonna sell it.
Yeah.
Now,
This was unplanned, totally unplanned today.
Well, we had some other stuff we were gonna work on, and then this just kind of was like, let's have fun today. Let's have, you know, and then this is what it turned into. And I'm kind of glad we did. I think it's just hilarious. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is this is just like a rolling like meme truck. Now I kind of don't want to get rid of it. It needs a clutch bad. 6-puck, as soon as like 3rd gear, it starts spinning. 4th gear, it really starts spinning. So it definitely needs a clutch. Center Force, which they've been a sponsor of the channel for a while, they actually make a clutch for this thing. So I'm gonna reach out to them and say, hey, can we get a big dog clutch in this thing? And then
I think we're gonna pull the white one back out.
Yeah.
Slap a couple turbos on mine.
So,
because it needs it.
Going with the theme of like belligerency with our Rangers, his truck has the bullhorns out of the fenders.
So we'll mount some turbos on both sides of the truck.
Turbos outside of the fenders.
Both belligerent.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for it.
And then we could go drive them around together. So
we'll
I'm gonna be
we'll fabricate a nice Y pipe right into the intake.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'm definitely gonna be sad because his is really gonna be faster than like mine for sure is faster.
My tranny's gonna not like it though.
The issue is my clutch is slipping and I couldn't launch it because I didn't have like a
Yeah. So we need to get yours fixed with a clutch. We'll get mine turboed, get it tuned, and then as soon as the track opens back up here in a month or so, a couple months, then they'll be done and ready. Take them back out there and do it again. Now they both have turbos on them.
So yeah, it works. We did turbo things. It sounds like a jet. What do you guys think we should do? Should I keep it? Should I sell it? Should I just like put it away in the shop and just not touch it for a little bit? Kind of come back to it later. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with the Ranger today. Appreciate you guys watching. MotionAutoPerformance.com. We'll sell you some beast racing coilovers, maybe some turbos, maybe some injectors. And we also have boost weather hoodies. We have hats. We have all the things.
Yeah.
Because as you guys know, it's chilly outside.
Boost weather.
And that's what that literally today started off. That was the whole reason. It was like choo-chooing.
Yeah. The condensation from the
exhaust condensation, I was like,
looked
oh,
like
that
a
was
train.
cool. Film it.
So then all
Sean
of a
said, let's
sudden
put a
we
different turbo on it, and then now here we are.
Yep.
See you guys later.